I'm a game changer. I'm a risk taker.
Hello everyone, I'm 𝗣𝗲𝙗𝗀𝗻 and I'm 10 years old. I'm from Singapore and my team comprises of myself only. I'm studying Choa Chu Kang Primary School. I am a Primary 5 student. I have been in the robotics essay for the past 2.5 years. I participated in many robotics competitions and won many prizes last year. I have a passion in robotics. I like to tinker around with my robotic stuff. I have a stash at home. I thank my teachers, RCAP Academy, and last but never least, my parents. The main aim of the CoSpace driving challenge is to pass all waypoints and reach the finish line in the fastest time. I have participated in the CoSpace Grand Prix first step U12 2 times. I will talk about the problems and methods in the later part of my presentation. I finally completed the preliminary challenge in 42.315 seconds. I derived from the challenge that hard work is the key to success. The mission of the CoSpace Driving Challenge First Steps U12 is to pass all waypoints and reach the finish line in the fastest time. Crossing every single waypoint was considered as a mini task. I did get a good reward after that, a submission file. During this part pointed by the arrow on the right, the robot was very shaky because L3 and R3 detected the black line and swerved the robot, which thus slowed the robot down. Also, the robot sometimes fell off the track and lost control of itself. To keep this in check, I turned off the L3 and R3 sensors so that the robot would not even detect the L3 and R3 sensors to swerve and slow the robot down. I turned it off for 10 seconds from the start. This method was most useful in this part of the challenge. When L1, L2, R1 and R2 IR sensors detected black after a certain number of seconds, the robot would turn left. I turned it off because the robot did not have any algorithm for all black and just went straight and repeated the path again and again. AI algorithm in the CoSpace robot is built with the following. Number 1. Sensors to detect the surrounding. 2. Program logics for actions following the sensor detection. Following sensors are used to detect the surrounding. First, ultrasonic sensor to detect the forward obstructions. 2. IR sensors to detect the path. Time can be adjusted for the sensor input and action. Logic is built to 1. Stop the vehicle detecting a collision or obstruction in the path using the ultrasonic sensors. Speed is reduced or increased following the line detection based on the IR sensor readings. Turn left or right based on the IR detection. When the center IR sensors detect black, the robot would turn left sharp. When the IR sensors L1 and R1 detect black, the robot would move forward fast. When the IR sensors L1 or R1 detect black, the robot would move forward a bit slower than above. When IR sensors L1 and L2 or R1 and R2 detect black, the robot would slightly turn left or right. When IR sensors R2 or L2 detect black, the robot would turn left or right sharply. When IR sensors L3 and L2 or R3 and R2 detect black, turn as sharp as above but a bit slower. When IR sensors R3 or L3 detect black, the robot would pivot left or right sharply. The robot does not always go as planned. It sometimes does a little dance at the start with no reason and I have to close my window and open it again, definitely after refreshing. Other times it's my coding error. For example, I forgot to use the L1 and R1 so the robot never moved forward. I ran a test run to ensure accuracy and fix any errors that may have popped up. Here's my game video. This is the part where I off the L3 and R3. This is the part where I use the ultrasonic sensor. I also off the L3 and R3 here. This is where I use the all black. The robot has crossed the finish line. I learned that the key thing in the IR sensor technology is the difference in the left and right wave speed. I would make the robot move backward if it detected all white for 1.5 seconds. CoSpaceRobot has given a chance to learn the usage of line tracking sensors, ultrasonic sensors, and motor control. Throughout the 𝗖𝗀𝗀 challenge, I have gained knowledge of programming the autonomous vehicle to follow the track and finish in the fastest possible time. I hope you all enjoyed my presentation. Your comments are welcome. I once again thank everyone for this opportunity. Thank you.